Yo, YouTube, what is good, bruv gang, what is good, and we are back with another video. Welcome to another edition of the JRPG Roundup Show here on the channel, bringing you all the latest and greatest in all JRPG news. So without further ado, let's get straight into it with the first topic. So, Bravely Default producer Tamiya Asano seemingly hints at remaster. During a recent livestream celebrating Bravely Default's 10th anniversary, producer Tamiya Asano seemingly hinted that a remastered version of the game is planned. The turn-based RPG first launched for 3DS on October 11, 2012 in Japan to commemorate the 10th anniversary, during which a high-resolution version of the game's opening movie was shown, and which by the way guys, that looks absolutely amazing, and I will be leaving within this video for you guys to see for yourselves. So, speaking during the live stream, Asano said over the past 10 years our team has grown larger and our capacity has increased. Looking at the opening movie of Bravely Default Flying Fairy, I feel like announcing a remaster of Bravely Default Flying Fairy would be the best possible thing and something fans would desire. But for now, I'm unfortunately unable to announce anything like that for now, let's just say. So, for me personally, I would be super excited to see Bravely Default Flying Fairy basically remastered on the Nintendo Switch. That would be absolutely amazing. More fans, or new fans as well, of course, will be able to play the game. I do recommend for new fans as well to play Bravely Default 2, which is available on the Nintendo Switch, which is an amazing game by the way, and an amazing series. So the Bravely Default games are essentially turn-based games, pretty much old school type turn-based style games with a job system as well. And they're really good games too. They really look great as well. So also within this press conference as well, or this live event, they did ask would fans like Bravely Default 2, to which obviously no one's surprised. Everyone did say yes, of course, and we do have some small news about Bravely Default 3's development at the moment. So the devs did announce that Bravely Default 3 could take around 3 or 4 years to finish. So we do currently know the game is in development, which is encouraging signs. It is encouraging signs, but I think going forward, Team Asano's plan of action most likely will be that they'll probably keep developing, of course, Bravely Default Flying Fairy, release that first, and then by that time I believe Bravely Default 3 should be finished, and then they will roll out Bravely Default 3. But this is big news. I'm hoping that we do get a Bravely Default Flying Fairy remaster on Nintendo Switch, because that is a really great game on the 3DS, and it'll be nice to see it remastered onto the Nintendo Switch, and of course it will entice new fans into the series and new fans alike to play the new games as well. So getting on to the next topic. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Wave 2 DLC is now available, with the game being updated to version 1.2. So big shout out to My Nintendo News as always. So you may recall that back in September, Nintendo had officially announced in their Nintendo Direct that the second wave of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC was coming soon. In fact, they had even confirmed that it would be releasing on October 13th, so October 14th over here in the UK. So, well, as promised, Nintendo has released the DLC. The DLC's release also coincides with a new update for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. When you update the game should be at version 1.2. So here are the game spec additions and changes. Added function to receive expansion pass 2, of course. The availability of Soy Primo Sauce was previously restricted outside of the progress of a certain quest, so now the city caravan shops located in the city will sell Soy Primo Sauce. Increase the effect time bonus for fusion arts using the Flash Fences and acceleration art, and these are the fixes. So fixed collectopedia items, Goggle Dom, and I will not try to pronounce this, but you guys will see it within the video, previously unavailable in version 1.1, so that they can now be acquired. Fixed an issue in which a character's audio of falling in battle would play over the sound of them falling down before the screen faded to black. Fixed additional issues to improve the gameplay experience. So a new hero, of course, we know is Ino, and she will be accompanying you on the quest within this DLC. They have added a challenge battle mode, new swimsuit outfits and unique accessories, which will be making its way to the DLC Wave 2. So this is of course something that I am excited about. You guys know my stance with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This is probably my game of the year, an amazing game which I implore everyone who has a Nintendo Switch and has never even got into playing a Xenoblade game to play. You should definitely play Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The game is a masterpiece JRPG, masterpiece on the system, and I definitely do implore you guys to check it out. So I will be checking this out. That is the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Wave 2 DLC, which is available to download right now. So Moving on to the next piece of news. Sega is in charge of Persona 5 Royal Remastered development. So this is actually a surprise to me that Sega are brandishing this game as a remaster. So big shout out to my Nintendo news as always. So you may recall that back in June, Sega and Nintendo announced that Persona 5 Royal would be coming to Nintendo Switch. The game is currently slated to release on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S on October 21st. There are 2 more Persona games, Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable, also planned for a Switch release in January. While we learned a tiny bit more information about the game in lately weekly issue of Famitsu, although the game originally came out on the PlayStation 4 a couple years ago. This new release is being called a remaster. Even Shinji Yamamoto, Atlus producer for the game, is calling it that. Yamamoto also said that we've made some very detailed adjustments. We optimized a number of the pieces of debris that blow away for each model, elements like effects, number of projectiles, etc. Sega was in charge of the development of the remaster, not just matching the resolution to the console. It was a very meaningful project. Multi-platform development isn't easy. This was my first porting project, and I didn't realize how hard it would be. So I'm pretty surprised that Sega are brandishing this game as a remaster, like I did mention earlier. I do realize that they did add a few things to the game. Of course, they were saying that they've added things such as debris blown away with each model, element effects, number of projectiles. This isn't a very graphical heavy game, but I do understand where they're coming from in terms of the Nintendo Switch port. And of course, the game is coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox alike. So pretty interesting that they are calling this a remaster essentially. This is pretty much the same Persona 5 Royal game. The game of course is not going to look graphically amazing, but from what I've seen so far on Persona 5 Royal on the Nintendo Switch, I will be copying this game as well. I'm a big Persona 5 fan, as you guys already know, and a big Persona fan in general. But it's really dope to see that the game does look amazing. It's an amazing port. Also, big shout as well to the Nier series as well, because Nier Automata looks amazing on Nintendo Switch as well, and it's very much what I expect Persona 5 Royal to look like as well. So that is Persona 5 Royal, the remaster. Sega are in charge of the Persona 5 Royal remaster, which is currently coming out on the 21st of October. So moving on to the final piece of news. So big shout out to my Nintendo news as always. So here's how to get Genesect, I don't know how to pronounce that name, Genesect, Volcanion and Marshadow in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So here's some more Pokemon news for you guys. Big shout out to my Nintendo news. The Pokemon company has outlined how Pokemon fans in North America, so sadly this is not over here in the UK, but big shout out to my North Americans and anywhere else you're watching from at the moment. So the Pokemon company has outlined how Pokemon fans in North America, Australia and New Zealand can claim Genesect, Volcanion and Marshadow in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So unfortunately they are not available over here in the UK. I'm not too sure when they will be coming. I have been keeping up with some Pokemon Sword and Shield news here and there for the drops for different Pokemon, but of course a lot of the bigger drops are over in North America, Australia and New Zealand alike, and of course over in Japan. So to get the mythical Pokemon, players will have to make a trip to different retailers depending on where they are located and claim a code which you can redeem in-game via the mystery gift function to collect your Pokemon. Here's which retailers you need to visit to claim all 3 mythical Pokemon. So Genesect and Volcanion, US and Canada, you can collect it from GameStop from October 16th to the 29th, and in Australia and New Zealand from JB Hi-Fi from October 21st to November 18th. Marshadow in the US, you can collect it from Target from October 30th to November 12th, and in Canada, GameStop from October 30th to November 12th. And in Australia and New Zealand, again from JB Hi-Fi from October 21st to November 18th. So that is the Pokemon company rolling out Genesect, Volcanion and Marshadow in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So make sure that you guys go and collect that wherever you are listening in the world that is in North America, Australia and New Zealand. So that would be a short little show for you guys today. Pretty swift news. There wasn't too much this week, but I will keep the news coming as always. But I do appreciate you guys for watching the videos and liking and subscribing. So from me to you, this has been your bruv, the big bruv. Please like, sub, share for new, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.